Hey guys, welcome to the On Her Mark podcast. I'm your host, Hannah Donnelly. I'm happy to have you hanging out with us today. And as you know, hockey season is just around the corner. And the Boston Fleet are bringing in some new faces for their third season of the Professional Women's Hockey League.
With the second pick in the first round of the 2025 PWHL draft, the Boston Fleet select defender Haley Winn.
Her head coach at
Haley is a strong defender with a high compete level and incredible hockey IQ. She will bring a lot to the team to bolster their blue line this season. She was ECAC Player of the Year and second highest scoring defender in the nation when she was at Clarkson University. And now Haley is thrilled to be starting her professional career here in Boston. She is new to the team and the league, but she has had the chance to skate alongside some of her new teammates as a member of the national team, even earning the title of world champion twice. Even with all that she has accomplished, and we know will accomplish more, she is humble and grateful for where she is now and has spent this summer trying to be present and soak in the dream she's living. Haley, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Boston. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
This is exciting. What a whirlwind. I mean, the last few months have been for you, but really this last week, how are you feeling?
Yeah, definitely a whirlwind. I've been busy exploring, and we've definitely hit all the spots that we needed to, all the touristy areas. So it's been a lot of fun. I've definitely enjoyed my time here, and yeah, I'm excited to move here for good soon.
Yeah. We're excited to have you. And so this morning you got to hang out with some of the Bruins. You got to go to the Fenway the other day. Were there any surprises in this little Boston tour?
I don't think any huge surprises. I think it was just so cool. We went to Fenway in the morning, so we got to see it when it was empty and take a tour, and then we got to go to the game later at night. So it was just so cool to see, obviously, all the fans and stuff. And I think the big, not surprise, but it's just, obviously it's a big city, but I think it's it's a smaller feel, which is nice, and that's something that I like. And it's been awesome.
Well, Boston also really loves its sports teams, which I think you'll come to learn very quickly.
Yes,
And
definitely.
it makes it feel like it's a community. And the Fleet fans, I mean, we don't even want to go there. They're amazing.
Yes.
They're amazing.
Yeah, we went to Drawdown Brewing yesterday, and we got to have a little fan pop-up, and it was so cool meeting some of them, and you can definitely tell they love their sports and are really excited for the season to start. So that was super cool to see, and it got us excited for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, this week has been a whirlwind for you, but the last few months, right? I mean, you were a top prospect for this year's draft, coming out of Clarkson and then really just looking for your new home. What was it like leading up to the draft and then the days following it?
Yeah, it was, whirlwind is definitely the right word to describe it. I think even my last few weeks of college, it's I went to a prep school in high school, so I knew what I was doing in high school for 4 years. And then I knew where I was going for college for 4 years. So it's I feel like I had the last 8 years of my life planned out. And now I was I knew what I was doing. I didn't know where or when, whatever. So it was definitely a whirlwind. And I was just trying to kind of stay present leading up to the draft. I think it was a lot of emotions. And I was definitely, like I said, just trying to enjoy it and stay present because it's something that obviously only happens once in a lifetime. So I was being reminded to just enjoy it. And then after the draft was really when your name's called, it's okay, just so much happiness, so much enjoyment and excitement. And I think after that, being able to really let it sink in has been so cool. And I don't even know if it's sunk in yet. I'm sure it will when November comes around. But I think the days following the draft were definitely I felt like I could take a breath and really get excited. I think leading up to it, I was more just a little anxious, a little nervous. But after the fact, I was just so excited and am so excited to get started.
Well, so you talk about those emotions beforehand and maybe, a little anxious, a little nervous. Can you dive into that a little bit more of just what it feels like to know that you're on kind of the brink of this dream that you've worked for so long and but also just the unknown of it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was the biggest thing. There were so many unknowns and so many uncertainties, even, with the league in general. And it's also a big year. It's an Olympic year, so there's a lot of unknowns going into that. So I think I'm definitely a planner, and that was tough for me these past few months, obviously not knowing what was happening, but definitely a good learning experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, like you said, there was a lot of unknowns, uncertainties, but just staying present, trying to just enjoy it all. And after the fact, continuing to just focus on each day and continuing to obviously train and prepare my body the best way I can for when the season comes around.
Yeah. So to stay present and to stay in the moment, of course, we know that you're putting in training because you're coming up on a big season. It's also an Olympic year, and we will certainly get to that today. But what do you do for yourself to stay present day to day, and to really stay grounded in your training, but also mentally and filling your cup outside of the sport?
Yeah. Well, I think it's been really cool. Obviously, just being home. I mean, at this time in the past few years, I would already be going back to school, and usually I'm at school training in July and stuff. So just being home for this time and these extra months has been really cool. I have 3 older brothers, and they are so supportive. My parents are so supportive. So just being home, getting to see them, and even traveling a bit more. I think after Worlds, I got to take some time off the ice and travel and go visit places that I usually wouldn't get to because, you're always training. So that was super cool. And I'm super strong in my faith, so I think that has also been definitely something that I have leaned back on during the uncertainty, and just knowing that, everything's going to be okay, and that definitely fills my cup outside of the sport,
Yeah, so you've traveled some really cool places, I'm sure, for the sport, but sounds like you got to go to some cool places outside of the sport as well. Do you have a favorite place to travel to play, and then as just a regular person?
Yeah. Well, one of my brothers lives in Nashville, so that's probably my favorite spot to kind of travel to right now, just to get to visit him and his wife. And we obviously don't get to see them as much, so that has been really fun. I got to go out there a few times. To play, I don't know. I'm excited this year, obviously, to play in different spots. I feel like in college, you're kind of going to the same spots every year, so I'm super excited to go out west maybe. I've been to Banff and Calgary area, so I'm interested to see Vancouver and Seattle. I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun to play in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Seattle will be a really cool environment, right, with its inaugural season in the expansion. So what a cool way to start your career in the league. So you mentioned that you, after Worlds, is when you traveled. So you have been part of the national team for 3 World Championships now. Medals to your name. How has that experience, do you think, prepared you for entering the PWHL?
Yeah, I mean, it has definitely been a super cool experience for me, just being able to do that. I think that's always your dream. Obviously, my dream was always to represent my country and play in an Olympics and play as long as I could. But when I was younger, obviously, the league wasn't a thing. So the Olympics was it. So I think leading up to just these World Championships and stuff, that was always in the back of my mind. But then when it happens, you're it's you've dreamt about this for so long, and then it's just here. I don't know how to explain it. It's just you feel like it's a long journey, but then all of a sudden you're in the middle of it. And I think that was what goes back to staying present. And you're wow, this is actually happening. And I think you can get caught up in, obviously, we talked about, a lot of emotions. It's playing professionally or representing your country. It can be a stressful environment. It can be a lot of different emotions, but just taking a step back and realizing really what you're doing is just being grateful for the opportunity and the experience, and really taking it all in. But that has been super cool, definitely, to just learn from the best players in the world, play against the best players in the world, and then now being able to do it in the league every night will be so much fun. I'm really excited to continue to learn and experience those different things.
Well, so you've played with some of the teammates, some of your Fleet teammates now, Megan Keller, Aaron Frankel. You've had the opportunity. What have you learned from them?
So much. I mean, they're just great humans on and off the ice. I think that's one thing I've really caught from the Fleet, is just it's a really good group of humans, and I think that is so special, and definitely the number one thing on your list that you want as a team. You want a team that wants to be there and loves each other and will do anything for each other. And I think those two are just great examples of that. I mean, you're only with the national team so often, so I'm just so excited to obviously be around them all the time. But on the ice, obviously a D and a goalie, so we love our little D unit back there. But they're just, you learn from them every day. They're both so skilled, and I mean, Keller's just such a good hockey player, and she's so smooth and effortless in everything she does. So just continuing to learn, and obviously having Erin between the pipes is very comforting, and knowing that she's got it under control. So
yeah, absolutely. So you've played, different World Championships. You've had that experience with the national team. You did say that it was a dream to play in the Olympics, and this is an Olympic year. You're going to different camps. Where were all of these dreams born for you? You mentioned that like the league wasn't around when you were younger to dream that. So it was the Olympics and the national team. But where did the dream to continue to play at the highest level really start for you?
Yeah, I started playing I have 3 older brothers that all played, so my dad built an outdoor rink for us when we were younger, and that's when it started. And I think my brothers are I've always looked up to them, great inspirations and role models, and they all went on to continue to play collegiately. And from a young age, I think I just loved playing hockey, and that was all I knew. I know I got asked the other day like what I would do if I wasn't a hockey player, and from the beginning I put all my eggs in one basket, so I really don't know the answer to that. But I think it started from a really young age, just wanting to play as long as I can and loving it. And I was obviously lucky and fortunate to be able to watch the Olympics, watch women's hockey be in the Olympics. So I think that was a dream because that was all I knew and that was all I could watch for women's hockey. And I think it's so cool now that obviously girls can watch the PWHL and have dreams beyond college and beyond the national team. And I think it'll just grow the game so much and grow the skill for the game, because girls will now be able to, work for something to do as a career and professionally. So for me growing up, it was like the Olympics that was it. That was the only thing there was. So that was obviously my dream. And it's so cool to obviously see it evolve so much now.
Absolutely. So you grew up playing with your brothers. When did they admit that you were the best Winn sibling?
Yeah, I got this question a lot, definitely when I was growing up. I think in college, and I was starting to kind of earn my ranks, and now my last brother just graduated college and is done playing hockey, so I'm the last one standing. And I think they are definitely just so supportive, and so they'll always say that I am now up there because they will brag about me all the time. They are just obviously so special. But no, it definitely, when I was younger, I was always called like the wink wink. So they'd let me play, but I didn't count. So like if I got scored on, it didn't count. And I was always like trying to fight to be able to play. And I think I finally earned my spot, which is good.
I love that. Gotta just like kind of dig your way into it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What do they think now? Like, are they just like, this is the coolest thing? Do they still get on the ice with you when you guys are home or anything like that?
Yeah. They definitely think it's the coolest thing ever. I think sometimes like, again, like I talked about, when you're in the midst of it, you don't realize like what you're doing. You're just like, this is the norm now. But like 8-year-old me would have been like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe she's doing this. And you still have those moments when you take a step back and you're like, wow, like this is actually happening. But for them, they have that outside point of view and they are just like, this is the coolest thing ever. And they're like so obviously so proud of me, and they've been able to go to a lot of the world championships. Which has been super cool, even the one overseas. And they, will just continue to always be by my side. And even like their friends and everything just are always like reaching out and stuff, which is so special.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you guys ever do any like pickup games when you're back home, or like?
We haven't been all on the ice together in a while.
Okay.
We stopped the outdoor rink a little while ago just because nobody's really home in the winter anymore.
We might have to bring it back.
I know.
At least for like one game, right?
Yeah. Shout out to Dad. I'm sure he'd love to
start building, start planning.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I always think it's fun when there are these like stories, right, where you think about like, where did this all start? And it's from such a place of fun and passion for the game and nothing else, and then it evolves into something so much bigger. So it is cool to hear that everyone's still kind of in on that fun.
For sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's, it's kind of like keeping their dreams alive. Obviously, when they were kids too, they wanted to play in the NHL and do all these things. So I think like a part of them like is keeping their dream alive, like watching me and stuff. And that's just, that's been super cool. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. So we talk a lot about hockey, and that's obviously a very large part of your life. But is there anything that people would be surprised to learn about you outside of the sport?
Yeah. I definitely have been thinking about that, because I definitely need to pick up a hobby this year. I've heard I'm going to have some free time. So I don't know. Again, growing up with 3 older brothers, like I'd like to say I'm athletic, semi-athletic, but
I would say that you're very
they
athletic.
also are like, the only sport you're good at is hockey. So it's like, they're very hard on me, which is good though, because I like go and prove that I'm actually, I'm decent. But no, I love playing all sports, and definitely I've been trying to get into golf.
Oh,
It's
how's
a very
that going?
good. It's going better. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I can actually like play around, which is nice, and like I don't have to pick up my ball and just walk because I'm frustrated. So working on that, obviously like pickleball, I feel like is really in,
Yeah.
but going to have to find some like winter hobbies, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
Anything like top of the list that you want to try you haven't done? Any like crafts? Are you crafty?
So I'm not like crafty or like
Okay.
musical, but I think it'd be really, really cool to like be able to play the guitar or like learn the guitar. But I'm so not, creative. But
Okay.
I can.
You can learn.
Try, yeah.
You can learn. I saw someone the other day learn how to play the harmonica, and I was like, I feel like that's a really great entry level instrument.
Yeah.
If you just needed an idea, I was just
Yeah.
gonna throw that out
No,
there.
that's good.
Yeah.
We did like you'd play like the recorder when you were in like elementary school. I could like.
Yeah. Did you guys have ribbons?
Yes.
I
Wait, on
wasn't
the
sure if that was like
recorders?
on the recorder.
Yeah.
And you would have to like
earned a ribbon.
test.
Yeah.
And get.
Oh my
so
gosh, I know
you
what you're
probably
talking
had all
about.
the ribbons, right?
I mean, I remember having a decent amount. Yeah.
You seem like a go-getter to me. Someone who, if you're going to do something, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. I think that's why like I don't have a lot of other hobbies because this has been it. Like this is.
Well, it's worked out for you.
Yeah.
Most people don't get to this point in their
True, yes.
100%, right? They maybe get like the top ribbon in recorder and then have to like go to 5th grade.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, I definitely I have a childhood dog. It's
Okay.
amazing. I would love a dog, but I just think it's not the time. That would keep me busy,
Would keep you busy.
but I don't think it's realistic for the time being. At least my first year.
Yeah, well, you're going to be on the road.
Yes,
a
a
lot,
lot.
at least, and then with the Olympics around the corner, you're going to these camps.
Right.
What are those camps like for people? Because I think we hear a lot like there's the Olympic camps or the national team camps, and it's an opportunity for a lot of players to come together. So what is that experience like for people who are unfamiliar?
Yeah, obviously this year is different than the rest. Usually we'll just have like a camp in August, which is kind of the numbers switch up every year, but kind of just to get together and kind of have a home base for like the year looking forward because everyone obviously goes their separate ways during the year. So it's kind of like a home base point, get to skate together a few times. Sometimes there's like last year there was like a college series USA versus Canada, so we got to like play in that and a bunch of things. This year obviously is looking a little different, and now it's a group of 30 girls that came together in August and we trained, and then we'll come together for a few weeks every month to try to kind of train, and obviously you have to get that number down to 23. So they are obviously exciting camps, a lot of emotion like we talked about, but again, just getting together every month, and it's just different with this season also starting a little later than what you're used to in college. So kind of learning like when to peak, when to kind of relax, and knowing that, sometimes rest is your best friend, and learning those roles. And I think it's been a big summer for me to kind of learn and experience different things because I would already be back at school at this point. So definitely learning how to kind of maneuver through the summer.
Right. Well, that is a big adjustment. And it's a big adjustment, I'm sure, when you're used to someone else planning your training for you, right? Like in the way that like you're back at school, and when you're back at school, like they tell you what to do. They're like, be here this time. And I'm sure there is some structure to that now for you as well with the camps and with knowing what's coming up with the fleet. But you have a little more wiggle room to like kind of put it where it needs to go. How do you mentally stay locked in and, at the moments where you do need to kind of like be a little more chill, and then the moments where you're like, okay, we got to amp up now?
Yeah, I think it is definitely hard and different because like at home in Rochester, there's a few girls in the PW, which is awesome, but we don't have like a huge hub like Boston has a good group of girls that skate together, or like Toronto or something like that. And it's tough because everybody that I skate with, all the college or AHL guys, are going back to school like now or beginning of September, and it's like we still have 2.5 more months to kind of get going. So I think that's the hard part. It's like July and August are easy, but they're also ramping up for their season that's about to start, and you're like not there yet. So it's definitely, like you said, a lot of adjusting. And I think I am definitely still trying to learn how to kind of relax and like take that time off. And even with traveling in these camps, like traveling isn't necessarily always off or like resting. So kind of learning, how to go about that. And very fortunate for the few girls that I do get to train with back at home. And like I said, I think family time is big for me to kind of just decompress and have some time, and just being able to kind of relax and
Yeah.
see different people that I usually wouldn't get to see as much, and see my grandparents, everything like that. But
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you do any like mindset work or like visualization or anything like that to help you kind of like take you out of body, for lack of better
yeah.
terms?
I definitely do a lot of like visualization and imagery, like for games and stuff.
Okay.
So to take me out, like not a ton. I'm definitely big into like yoga and like
Okay.
I don't know if like meditation is the word, but yoga
Yeah.
and just like I don't know.
Mindfulness
I like
of that, like-
yeah, mindfulness, like
Yeah.
meditation, and like I love the weather's been great, so like doing it outside and like
Yeah.
stuff like that. I feel like kind of gets you.
I feel
out
like
of
yoga's
that.
a hobby. I feel like you
Yeah,
got to claim that as a
okay.
hobby.
Yeah, I've never thought of that. I should.
You should. That's something that I was just talking to coworkers about yesterday, and we were like, we want to get into yoga.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
a hobby.
that's a good one. Okay.
Own it, and then
Okay.
just
Good.
build on that list.
Yoga.
Okay, so as we're coming up on the season here in November, you're gonna be here full time. We're excited to have you. What are you most looking forward to about your first full professional season?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's so much to look forward to. Like yesterday, I got to obviously put the jersey on for the first time and go see the practice facility and just see the locker room. And like it was kind of starting to settle in a little bit, like that this is happening. And I just like, I don't think I've wrapped my head around that. Like this is what I'm doing as like a profession. Like this is my job. And I just think that is so cool. And it's like sometimes at home I'll feel bad. I'm like, sorry, Mom, like I got to go do this and this. She's like, you got to go do your job. Like, that's your job. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my job. Like, this is crazy that, you know, this is what I'm able to do. And I'm so fortunate for that. But I just think I'm just excited to play and like be able to travel to different places. And I think it'll be cool to definitely like see teammates from other teams and get to like rekindle there. And but yeah, really just like start with this group. And like I said, I've heard such great things about the team and the staff, so I'm just excited to get with the girls and get started.
Yeah, and it's been such an interesting off season for the PWHL across the board, right? With the expansion, and then the expansion draft was something that everyone was like, what's happening?
Yeah. Yes.
And then you guys getting a new coach, and I think it's just like this new era almost of the Fleet. That's really exciting. So as we wrap up here, I ask everyone this question: is there a mantra on hard days that you lean on?
That's a good one. I don't know. I think, like I said, I'm like strong in my faith, so I think I just go back to kind of like verses and something and stuff. And one of my favorites is like, whatever you do it all for the glory of God. And it's just kind of a reminder. Like, I think a good reminder for me is like hockey is what I do. It's not who I am. And I think that's something that I've kind of worked through these past few years. You know, if you have a bad game, you're not a bad person. Like, it's going to be okay. So I think just leaning back on that, just like remembering like this is such a big part of my life, and I'm so blessed for that. But there is just so much more to it. And I think remembering like people take a breath and take a step back and really look at like the big picture and how amazing this all is that's happening.
Yeah. Well, that's incredible that you're able to have that perspective, because I think the struggle with identity for so many athletes, especially leaving college, right, where you, like you said, right, everything is kind of like you've known what's coming your way. And so now to be out as a professional hockey player, Haley, and have this identity, but also have so much more to life is a really unique or incredible perspective to have. So I give you a lot of kudos
Thank you.
that you already have that.
Working on it, yeah. Obviously, there's hard days, but
And there always will be, right?
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
that's the beautiful thing about it, is that you can be who you are, and it's all good.
Yes,
it's all good enough, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Awesome. Well, we are excited to have you here in Boston. Is there where can people find you on social media to follow along?
My Instagram is just Haley Winn 8. I'm trying to get better on social media. All my friends back there are definitely pushing me too, and my brother and stuff. So maybe you'll catch me on TikTok soon. Getting better. Yeah. Haley Winn 08.
Oh, I love the smiles behind the camera. I just wish everyone could see right now. Well,
Yes.
Haley, welcome to Boston. Thanks for taking the time to be here.
Thank you so much. It was so nice to be here. Thanks for having me.